Week 52 on my road to Worlds. This has been a year. It's been a pretty intense year. Emotionally, how much I've grown in the sport, how much I've grown in my personal life, how much I've matured in all aspects. And yeah, it's definitely been a pretty intense year of trying to work towards my goals. I guess I started this almost exactly 1 year ago today. And I've stuck to it, which I'm very happy about. However, I will be ending my road to Worlds after this video. I will try to continue making these sorts of videos, but they will not be nearly as frequent. I'll try to make them as frequent, but the reality is they won't become as frequent. And it won't be a road to Worlds. It will be its own separate thing. I will explain my reasoning at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But in terms of the road to Worlds, it probably ends with this video. I'm not sure if I pick it up again at a later date or what is happening. Obviously, that's the future. I can't really talk too much about that, but at this point, how it's looking and where my mind is at, this will probably be the last road to Worlds, which is very sad to me. I mean, this has been every day for a year, or every week for a year I've done this. I still don't want to let it go. I will go through my full reasoning at the end of the video, but I think I want to end on that. So let's have a look at what this week had in store. And being the last week, I think I am going to keep my head in frame, so you guys can see me the entire time. So let's have a look at this past week. So this past week was the last week of super intense training before states. I've got 1 week left of states, but I've pretty much got 2 training sessions. So I spent this week just doing a bunch of comp sims. This comp sim didn't go the way that I wanted to, because there was so many people in the gym that I ended up having to cut the comp sim short. And it cut into my mental, I wasn't feeling it this day. It was just way too busy. There were kids running around, which obviously makes it a lot harder, but what can you do, I guess. And yeah, I cut it short. I will be trying these boulders again, but yeah, at the end of the day, that's how life goes. So this first boulder was just a super physical one that I wasn't able to figure out. That move out to that left hand, that was hard. That was a hard move, and I just wasn't able to do it. This boulder here, so this set is a mix between intermediate and opens. So obviously if you see me missing some red holds, it's because they're intermediate set and I'm purposely not using those holds. I am in the opens category, and yeah, there's no point in me doing the intermediate stuff. So how I read this was grabbing that dish on the side of the volume and kind of swinging around into the jug. Seeing someone after me do it, it looks like it's actually a static move. Once you're on there, you kind of slowly rock into the jug, and once you hit that, then you transfer your weight over. But I wasn't able to figure that out during the sim. Yeah, like I said, I'll be back to try it out on my last week, or I guess my second last session before States. And then, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make some more progress. But yeah, I wasn't able to make much progress on this boulder as such. As you can see, it's kind of just falling very near the start, which is a bit upsetting, but I guess, yeah, that's how comp sims go. You see, every time I'm just trying the same sort of beta. I didn't even see going slowly to it, so I guess that's just up to my reading ability. But yeah, it's just, that's the way time goes. And this, I believe this is the last go of this boulder. You see me here look back at the time, and I think I had about 3 seconds left, so when I look back at it and when I set myself up, the time was already done, so there's no point continuing. I'm actually pretty happy with how I climbed this one, besides for the first go. So I read that going into that like slopey pinch, but it didn't work, so I was able to find this kind of high foot rock into the jug, and I actually climbed that really well. I'm very happy with how like my hips moved in that position, and then there was just a lot of trust in that upside down where my right foot is now. And then this bit here kind of hurt my knee, because my knee's been a bit iffy for the last few weeks, and being in positions like this doesn't really make it feel the best. So yeah, it just didn't feel great, but is basically what I'm saying. And I think I was the first person on the top section as boulder, so that top hold being an upside down crimp that was just like a thumb climb, like a thunder cling, was terrible. And yeah, it was just hurting my knee, so I didn't want to commit to it too heavily. Yeah, you kind of see me here, even on the last go, like as I went for it, I didn't really want to commit to the standing up, just because, yeah, it was very painful on my knee. And this ended up being the last boulder of my comp sim. There was 6 boulders altogether that I wanted to try, but it got too hectic. I think there was 2 sets of youths on at the same time, and it was just too much. So I think I got the movement right in this boulder, but I think this was my 3rd day on. My skin was terrible. It wasn't worth it to wear through my skin this close to States, so I didn't give it the respect the move it deserved. At the end of the day, and I think I was super powered out. Like, I felt pretty good, but I think like my body was more tired than what it actually was. And you'll see me there, like I was just looking at my skin. It's not great. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about how that comp sim went, because I'm not really looking at performance at this point. My timing in comp sims have been pretty good. At this point in the situation, it's just, yeah, how do I perform on the day? Making sure that I'm actually doing what I need to make it the best day that I can. So that's my goal for States, is just go out there, just climb my best. Go in there with, I guess, 0 expectations but high hopes. So I'm not putting any pressure on myself, but still climbing in a way that like I deserve to be near the top. That's how I'm going into this comp on the weekend. Yeah, that's my plan for States. And yeah, I guess now onto the sad part of the video. My last few months have been very big for me, both inside of climbing and out. And it has made me really reevaluate climbing, what climbing means to me, what my goals are, what my future is going to look like. And the goal of reaching the national team and competing at a World Cup and possibly going to the Olympics is still there. But the only thing to me is I have to also be realistic. So you look at a lot of the international athletes, a lot of them of today's caliber, like the top of the league, have already made their World Cup debut, or some of them have already competed at the Olympics by 20 years old. I started climbing at 20. So I started climbing almost halfway through being 20 years old. So almost closer to 21 than I was at 20. And that already is setting me behind. So it's setting me behind the guys that are on the World Cups, and the guys that I've competed against have been climbing since they were like 10, 11, 12. So it's already putting me like 8 years behind. If they're younger than me, it's putting me like 5 years behind them, which is the level that I'm climbing at. Like, it's the time that I'm climbing at now. So like the current state champ has been climbing for 5 years longer than me. So pretty much however long I've been climbing for now is how long he was climbing for when I started. And I have to be realistic, and I have to look at it, and I have to understand my chance of making the national team is actually very low. I am a good climber. I know that for myself. I know that compared to the average climber, I'm very good. But the level that I want to be at, and the level that I need to be at to be in Worlds, is very low. Like, I have the strength, I have the capability to do things that I need to do, but something's missing, and I don't know what that is. But the issue is, I also don't have the time or money to commit to it. And what I mean by that is I have to also look at my future. So I've looked at my past, and I've realized I haven't really been climbing as long as I need to reach that next level. And I haven't put in the effort that I could have for the last 5 years. And if I'm looking now into the future, I am thinking at some point, obviously, I want to settle down. I want to start a family at some point. I've recently started studying remedial massage therapy and doing a Cert 4 in fitness so that I can work in the industry, because I love this sport. I love what it means to me. And I want to give back what I can. And that would mean to me, I can't sacrifice the next 40, 50, 60 years of my life for the possibility of having 3 years on the world tour. Because I think the only possible way for me to make the national team and for me to go to Worlds is to sacrifice everything in my life. And I mean dedicate my entire life, whittle away my life savings to go into training camps, to go overseas, to train with the best climbers in the world, take months away from my family, take months away from my relationships with my friends and my studies, and pretty much push my future back like 10 years and possibly miss out on massive milestones in my life and my family and friends' life, for the small chance of making it to that level. And I can't see the value in that. I see a lot of the people that I compete with and a lot of people I train with, and I see what they're doing to progress, and I see what they're doing to make the national team, and if they're on the national team, what they're doing to perform better and to reach higher. And they're spending like 2 months away from their family without any income, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I fully agree with what they're doing. Like, they are there, they are making it, and I have the utmost respect for them. But I have to look at, for me, what are my priorities moving forward, and and what's readily achievable. Like if I want to settle down, I need to obviously start saving. I need to do things the correct way. And unfortunately, spending all my time and money to go overseas, to go to training camps, to do all these things is unfortunately not feasible for how late I started and how much time I didn't use properly. So from my past in this sport and my future in my life and in this sport, being that I want to do remedial therapy and coaching, I also kind of need to look at the present. And I've really evaluated that. Again, looking at the guys that I train with, they will, like when they need to train, they will train. They won't climb with friends. They won't spend time just enjoying themselves. It's hard work. It's dedication. And like, I do have that. I have the grit. I do train hard. I do push myself. But sometimes I just want to climb with my friends and my partner and just have a good time. And every time I just have a good time without giving it a full 110%, I know in the back of my mind that I'm pushing my goal further away. But weirdly, I'm okay with it, because there are certain things to me that are more important than reaching the national team, and my connections and friendships and relationships, they're all more important, and I can't justify sacrificing all them and possibly ruining friendships or relationships or ties with family or how close I am with people for the slim possibility that I can make up for the last 5 years of not giving it the same amount of effort as those I'm competing against, and missing out on the 5 to 8 years before that when they started earlier. And it's just not something that I can justify. Like I said, I'm not giving up on the dream. I'm not one to give up on the dream. I'll continue working towards it, but I'm also realizing that the dream may not happen. And that is devastating. Since I was a kid, no matter what sport I did, I wanted to compete on the national team at pretty much every sport I've ever done. I wanted to be professional. And it's devastating to me that I'm now realizing that it's too late for me, and that for me to do this, I'll have to sacrifice almost every bit of my future for 3 years, and that's not worth it for me. It simply is not. So I don't see a reason for Road to Worlds to continue. I have been thinking about this for a while now, but I was so close to 52 weeks, like getting a year, that I just wanted to push through to the year. Just make it here. I had this whole thing that I wanted to say, but I guess once you're in front of the camera, it all goes away from you very, very quickly. It's devastating, honestly. It's been a wild journey, and I appreciate everyone that's come along this journey with me. I'm definitely going to miss these training journals. I'm not going to stop making the training journals. So why I say it's going to become less frequent is because the last 10-15 weeks it's become like a chore to do this. Like I enjoy this, and I enjoy seeing all the feedback that you guys give me, but having to go in, and I've just had to have a focus week where I haven't really focused on my filming, and then I come to my last session of the week and now realize, oh damn, I have to film now because otherwise I don't have any content. And then I'm really busy, like I'm out doing things with family or friends or my partner, and I have to edit this. And like at the end of the day, this is not a job, this isn't making me money, but I made a commitment, and it's almost the commitment that drove me away from it, because I stopped enjoying the process of doing the videos every single week, especially those weeks where I didn't really have anything to film because of some reason, but then I forced myself to film it, which was a good and a bad thing. At the start it was really good, but towards the end it started becoming like a chore, and I have to do it, but not because I have to train and push myself, but because I need a video for this week. So it's not going to become as recurring as Road to World was. If I do plan to continue, like with my States this weekend, I'll have someone videoing for me, and I'll make a video like this about States, and like if I'm doing training, like if I'm doing a comp sim, or if I'm doing certain drills or whatever it is, like I still plan on doing this because I do enjoy it, and I do actually get a lot out of it watching myself. But there might be some weeks where I just don't have anything, and I don't want that need that I have to do this, because if I don't, it's a waste of a week sort of mentality. And it's almost like I don't want to film, whereas at the start I wanted to film, and I'm not getting the same out of it as what I was. I mean, sometimes you live and grow, and I think I've just grown out of doing this every week, especially with the reflection of my goals for the next few years. It's been an emotional few weeks, a few months of kind of coming to this realization, and I'm still emotional. I'm still going to be emotional, but like I said, I'm not giving up on the dream, or anything. It's just gonna be a lot less frequent. I think the turning point to me was a few weeks ago, like a month and a half ago or something, I can't remember how long ago it was, my family pet passed away, and that was a real turning point for me, because a lot of time I kind of pushed him to the side to do my training. Like I would leave him at home alone, and when he passed away, all I could think about was how much time I neglected him to chase a dream that would have ultimately never been enough. Because once I make the national team, I can't go straight to Worlds. I need to go to Euro Cup. I need to prove myself at Euro Cup to be able to make I need to prove myself at Euro Cup to be able to make the World Cups. And if I don't do well at the World Cups, then I don't regain my national team status. And once I regain my national team status, I won't be happy until I make semi-finals. And if I don't keep making semi-finals, I won't be happy until I make finals. And same thing until I make podium. And if I make podium, I won't be happy. It's just never ending. But when my pet died, I realized I'll never be able to get that time back. And if I feel that way about a pet, how will I feel about family or friends or relationships? And it's not worth it for me. I have nothing against people that push themselves through it, but for me it's not worth it. I can't justify putting everything in my life aside just to reach a goal that will never be enough. And it's heartbreaking. There's always the saying of the pain, I don't know exactly the saying, but it's like the pain of putting in the work now is less than the pain of regret. And I don't know whether I'm going to regret this decision. As I said, I'm not quitting my road to worlds. I'm just not making these videos anymore, but I'm also understanding that I started too late, and when I did start, I didn't do what I needed to progress as much as I could have. And part of me is devastated by that, because I know I'll never be able to get that time. But also part of me is okay, because there are certain priorities that fall above these goals. And I need to make sure that when I look back, I would rather regret not making the national team than regret my time with my family and loved ones, as I'm feeling about the passing of my pet. So, yeah. I'll continue making videos. There'll probably be more videos on block monsters, which I will link in the video, and probably all the other videos. I'll make more videos there of like vlogging training videos. I'll still try and make videos like these when I am feeling like I'm doing something that is worthy of these kinds of videos, without feeling the pressure of weekly have to upload, and the chore of doing it rather than the enjoyment and the process that I was feeling at the start. I don't know if that's the right way to explain it, but yeah, that's the only way I can really think of saying it. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to say. I'll keep making videos, I'll keep doing these uploads when the time is right for these videos. Otherwise, if you want to catch more of me, probably on Block Monsters. But I'll keep doing this for myself and for you guys, because I do learn quite a bit doing these training journals. And those of you that do follow me on this journey, I do appreciate you, I really do. And I'll try to make an effort to still keep a regular-ish upload, but then there might be weeks that I don't, and I need to feel like that's okay, because the priorities that I need to look at are more important. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure how to end it without repeating myself more and more. I do appreciate you all following me along on this journey. The journey will continue, but with a different spin on it. But as of now, until something changes in the future, this is week 52, exactly 1 year of my road to worlds, and this is the end of the line for this series. Thank you for the journey.